Welcome back to Ukulele Corner. In this lesson, we're going to look at a really beautiful piece from the Italian Renaissance, Bianco Fiore. And we're going to play it with a low G tuning. And we're going to play it in the key of G, so that has a 1 sharp in the key signature. The note F sharp. We're going to use that note on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and also on the 4th string. We're going to use the note B a lot with our 3rd finger, completing this G scale in 1st position with a little bit of motion that's going to move up and down the strings. And we're in 3/4 time, it's a waltz tempo. There is going to be, at the very end, this interesting shift, and this is typical of many pieces from the Renaissance, where it shifts into 4/4. We're in 3/4 for a while, then it's going to go into 4/4. There are 3 distinct sections of the piece, and so I recommend just working on each one little by little, very slowly, working your tempo up, with the goal of getting a really nice connected, sustained melody with the sustained bass notes that move below. We start out with the bass note of just an open 4th string, while there's a melody line that goes above it, all the way up to the 7th fret, then 5th, 3rd, and then we do this quick hammer on and pull off. You're going to see some trills. They're kind of sneaky on the score. If you're looking at this, in measure 3 on beat 1, there's a trill there. Measure 12, there's one on beat 1. So look out for those a couple of times when you have trills. You could add them. It's very common to add them in other places in the piece as well. But those are the ones that are written in the score. They're above the standard notation, so look out for those. And usually when you see a note that you're going to trill too, it's, in this case, the note in both cases, there's half step higher, 1 fret higher than the intended note. The first one's a B on the high string, 2nd fret, and you do 2 pull-offs from the high note. You play the note once, then release down, then hammer on, and pull off. We're going to have that. And then also in measure 12, it's going to be from the note F sharp. That's the note that's written, so you start on a G, 1 fret higher. It's whatever the next scale tone is in the key up above, unless it's indicated that it's an accidental. So this first melody we play has the bass note played open in the first 2 measures. So you just play that G and let it ring. Now the melody goes G, F sharp, G, then open A, B, C, D with the pink key. Then you walk up B, C, D, and do a position shift here. Play the 3rd string open. Now go to your 1st and 3rd finger in the left hand, 4 and 5 in the outer strings, 2 and 3. Now your 3rd finger is on that C note. We're going to use that, start there, and do the pull-off, the trill. Then there's a dotted rhythm, 1, 2, 3. So the first phrase, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this last note, I wrote to use a 3rd finger, but really the 2nd finger would be a nice choice there with the left hand, because then you can set up your 3rd finger on the 4th fret for this little E minor chord that drops down to a C bass note, then 4, 2, 5, leaving out the 3rd string. You can roll that chord. It's a really spectacular, bright chord. And then use your 2nd finger as a guide finger, moving down to the B from C, holding a D in the bass, then E minor shape in the inside strings. This is like a D7 sus, or a D sus with a 3rd fret, G, then that moves to an F sharp, then back. So you do some pivoting with the 2nd finger there. So that second half of the phrase, you aim to that chord, let it ring. 1, 2, 3, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1. You can really put an emphasis in measure 7 on beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again from the top. It repeats. 1, 2, 3. Pull off here. Trill. I use the 2nd finger there. Then you open up the hand. 1, 2, 3, 1. Really accenting, doing a bit of a roll on that. That's the first section of the piece. It's really beautiful, and you can work on, it can be pretty fast. You can work on a pretty bright tempo with it. It can really move, or like we just played it doesn't need to be that fast, but it is a really upbeat and bright song. Now the second half uses some really nice block chords. We start with a G shape using your 1st and 2nd finger, just playing, not playing the 3rd string, but thumb, index, and middle in the right hand. Then we go right to the E minor shape, top 3 strings, moving the thumb up. Then middle to index with the open string to G to a D chord. Then down, then 5 to 3. Then you use first and third finger to play the outer strings, 4 and 2. Then open strings. Now here is where you can start with your third finger actually instead of the second to set up the trill. So you do this. Third finger here, then set up your first and second finger underneath. And here you do 2 pull-offs. The trick there is not to hit the high string open to get that note ring. So sometimes what I do is I use the index finger actually to mute the string a little bit behind. It just flattens out a little bit and it stops the high string from ringing when you do that pull-off. Then we go up from a B and a G. The scale walks up and down, open strings, the E minor shape, and just like we did before, in measures 7 and 8, it's the same cadence. That's the second half. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Third finger here, muting with the first finger. 1, 2, 3. Alternating the fingers in the right hand. 1, roll, 2, 1. Now many times there'll be versions of the song which just end there, but there's this nice little coda, measure 17, where it suddenly shifts to 4/4 time. You've been going on 1, 2, 3. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect place to put another trill in there, just like we did in measure 12. That'd be fine to do there. So I start with a half bar, or partial bar, the third and the second string. Then second finger plays, then I go to the first finger, 2 and 3 in the left hand. Then hold the bass note down here, let it ring while the 8th notes move, then right to 2 and 3 again. First and fourth finger, bass note very softly. I almost think this note, beat 2 of measure 19 could be the note A, or C, or on the C string, the third string, the note D, the second fret, sorry. But what was written is a G, so I play kind of softly. Versus. So you can decide if you want to make that change in the score. I often do that when I play it. So the second, for measure 17, the third theme of the piece. And the other 2 sections, we had repeated each one, but this time we just play it once through as it's like a coda, it's an ending addition to the main theme of the piece. And so you'll find a really great playing in second position. Most of the time we're playing at such a good area for the key of G, getting to know where the scale is. 0, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. We move up to that 7th fret. That's the entire range of the piece, from that low G up, all the way to the E on top. Now this piece really clearly has up stems and down stems. A really good thing to practice is just playing the melody. Right, you can play through the piece just doing the top line and get that really clear. Really work on right hand. Alternating. And if you are going to play the piece at a faster tempo, you want to get your 8th notes about to this tempo. You could try it in the open strings, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just stop on any of the notes. I'm just keeping 8th notes going. Notice how in my right hand I keep my thumb placed on the 4th string. It kind of balances out the hand. Alternating index and middle. I might play that open string as a repeated bass note on chord notes. 1, 2. However you might choose to do it. If it's in 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Bass, bass. So all those little exercises are really helpful. Another thing, last thing that you can work on in this piece is being able to play a chord and then move with the right hand right into doing eighth notes again. So sometimes we have to play 2 notes, then 3 notes. Sometimes in that cadence, for example, I play with index, middle ring in the top 3 strings, then I move down to the lower strings. So sometimes index and middle ring will play 4, 3, and 2. Other times it'll be playing 3, 2, and 1. So I hope you enjoy learning this wonderful piece from the Italian Renaissance Bianco Fiore.